Alright, so what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel, man. It's your boy, Codename Agent. Whoo! Danger, god damn it. So check it out, man. For this video, I wanted to give you guys a few additional pointers to wrap up this little series that we had for the past couple days. Maybe I'll do a couple more videos if you guys hit me up with additional requests. But over the past couple days, I've been giving a few pointers to all the new players coming to Marvel Future Fight with this new agent training event that's giving out a tier 2 Lunar Snow, a bunch of crystals, mega rank up ticket, all that good stuff. Honestly, one of the best times to start playing Marvel Future Fight is right now. And with that, right, I have a lot of people hitting me up saying, yo, broski, you made a video, right? You were talking about some characters that we should pick up. You're talking about some uniforms that we should pick up. You're talking about some tier 3s that we should focus on early on. But there's a lot of characters in the game and you only covered a small fraction in terms of which ones to work on. So what you should do is give us a video on who not to work on, and that will make things a lot easier because there's over 200 characters in the game. So for today's video, I put together a list of 50 different characters that you should not work on within your first 6 months of playing Marvel Future Fight. Listen to me carefully, man. There's over 200 characters in the game, and these 50 characters that I'm going to give you are among the worst. Okay, now I'm not gonna say they're completely useless, right? Because there's no character in the game that is completely useless. Every single character is useful for something, even if it's only an additional token in Infinite Shadowland or Shadowland Plus, whatever you guys want to call it, because that token could give you a box that could have a CTP inside it. Right? So even if a character is not good enough to clear content, they have additional value. There is game modes that we currently have that require you to use 3 characters just to get in. So having more characters on your roster definitely helps in that regard. In addition to that, getting characters to tier 2 give you additional stats for World Boss Ultimate. Getting characters to 4-star will give you more gold from co-op. So having more characters built up is really, really good. However, when you're a new player, every bad investment you make sets you back even further. And considering the fact that this game is going into 5 years, there's been people who've been playing since day 1 that are still playing right now. As a new player, every single mistake you make sets you back days, weeks, or months at a time, depending on how severely you messed up. Whether you invested like everything you have into one character, or you like for some reason decided you were going to work on a tier 2 native right away and you decided to pick one of the worst ones. Super giant for that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to be really careful when it comes to investing in characters when you are new, free to play, or both, because every bad decision you make set you back a whole lot. And trust me, these 50 characters, I've used them for stuff like soloing Shadowland, but their damage is low, their survivability is also low, they're not that easy to use. The time you're gonna invest into making these characters work for you, you could put that time into 5 or 6 different characters and you can get way more out of them. So even if your favorite character ends up on this list, don't take it personal, because honestly, a couple of the characters on this list I absolutely adore. And actually, one of them I still remember to this day was the very first character I ever chose from a selector when I started playing this game. He was trash then, he's trash now, and it pains me to say it. But without further ado, let's get right to it, man. See the stars? See the stars? See the stars? These stars attached to these characters tells you that these characters are not worth having at this point in time. They are lagging behind pretty much every other character on the list down here. Survivability, damage, ease of use, they need all of that and then some. Now, I know right away some of you guys are going to be up in arms saying, hey, so-and-so isn't completely garbage. But then you need to think about the other characters down here. How do they compare to these other characters? And again, we're giving advice to new players. You don't want to be investing into like trash characters just because they can do one thing, when you can invest the same amount of resource into a better character and get way more. You know what I'm saying? So you got to be careful. You got to be careful when you're a new player. Every mistake you make will definitely set you back. So Blade, definitely do not invest in Blade. You're not going to get much out of him. I'm sad to say that because I love Blade as a character. Bullseye, same thing. Only thing you really have to offer you is a leadership, which, again, you can come back to work on them once you have like situated yourself in the game. This guy has a leadership that you can use. Drax gets better at tier 2, but skip him. This guy has a leadership that you can use, but skip him. With this uniform, Green Goblin, one of the most iconic characters, he becomes playable because he gets immunity from this uniform, but skip him. Sad life, boys. Hogan, I can solo with him in Shadowland. I can even use him in World Boss, but skip him. He's bad. This guy, he's the worst Hulk in the game, in my opinion. Skip him. No healing. This guy right here, I can solo with him. Very few people can actually solo content with a level 60 Hulkling. I've actually used them several times, and for a while, it was my floor 1 solo in Shadowland. I would definitely not recommend any new player investing in him. It takes me a lot of time, a lot of practice, a lot of effort to actually be able to clear content with a character like this. You should not be investing in characters on this list because they're really, really bad. I'm just saying. Iron Fist, I would say with this uniform, he might not need to be here. But again, this uniform, based on what I know, right, it's still being sold for crystals. And there's other uniforms that are better that you should buy before this uniform. So some of you guys are going to be up in arms saying, yo, you should take Iron Fist off this list because he's actually not bad because he has invincibility, healing, and good damage. The thing is, you need to buy a uniform for a trash character, and he's still basically going to be relevant, like I would say, like in like 2 months of playing the game. So I would not recommend anyone buy this uniform unless they start selling it for gold. I've had this thing since it came out, so I don't know if they've recently changed it to sell for gold. I haven't seen anything about it. If that's the case, hit me in the comments, and yeah, you can pick him up and take him off this list. Okay, he's one of the only ones on this list that's kind of debatable. Jessica Jones, you may see the TV series, you kind of like her. Skip her. She's trash. She's been trash since she came in. Lizard, I can solo with him in Shadowland. He has a decent leadership. He has a heal. Skip him. Okay, Luke Cage, absolutely love my guy Luke. Skip him. Okay, Moon Knight, healing, iframe, skip him, he's trash. You know what I'm saying? Skip Rhino too, he's trash. Shang-Chi, salute the legend, skip him. Sif, skipper. You know what I'm saying? Ulick, like a lot of these characters are useful later on. Like for example, this guy, he has a 5th skill buff, he's a tier 2 passive, but again, skip him. You don't need him in your first 6 months. You have better options to work on to get you to the end of Shadowland and start getting into World Boss Ultimate. Come back later to work on these characters. Skipper, okay, Deathlock, skip him. Okay, Caecilius, really hard to play, slow skill animation. This is basically like literally this video. I'm making it for new players, but I'm also like, it's supposed to give Netmarble, you know what I'm saying, and the Future Fight team a wake-up call. You got like 50 characters, and I could put like easily another 20 on here, right? That are just basically worthless for the most part, right? That's bad. That's really bad to continuously add more character in a game where you have so many ones that are just really, really bad. Like this guy at tier 2, he's okay, right? He gets immunity, he has a leadership. Nah, skip him. Okay, Godok, the legend. Needs a rework. Skip him. Even with this uniform, if it wasn't being sold for crystals, I would say maybe you could pick him up for some CC and you could use him for clearing content in Shadowland early on, but you have better options. Skip him. Okay, you have way more to work on that you're not gonna have time to work on trash characters. Don't make the mistakes that a lot of people still make, and then after 6 or 7 months they're wondering why they're not making that much progress, and somebody who just started the game already has a better roster than them can clear higher level in World Boss Ultimate, and then they're asking, yo, what did I do wrong? You didn't pay attention. Skip this guy. Skip. I really love Songbird, and she was useful like 2 years ago. Skip her. Skip. I love Black Cat. Skip. Oh my gosh, don't get me started. Some of the most iconic characters here, man. Like seriously, skip. Fangio, skip. Gamora, skip. Like some of these characters literally started during the game started and they're still trash. Like all of these, skip. Like some of you guys are gonna say, yo, really? You're gonna put Gwendolyn on here? Yes, skip. Worst spider in the game. You can buy Miles' uniform and get way more than you can get out of this. Skip. skip, 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 skip. Like, yes, Destroyer is situationally useful for PvP against energy-based characters. Skip. The first character I ever chose in this game from a bio selector. It was garbage then, he's garbage now. It pains my soul to say it. I absolutely love Ghost Rider, and he has the potential to be one of the most deadly characters in the game if he ever gets the justice that I truly think he deserves. Skip. You know what I'm saying? Singularity, skip. Jane Foster, skip. And then we have my guy, of course, you don't want to skip the hot dog eating Savage in all his glory. So, ladies and gentlemen, these are the 50 characters that I chose, and I definitely could have easily put other characters on here, people like Enchantress and Carnage and stuff, but I wanted to focus on these 50 right here. I think in your first 6 months, turn a blind eye to them. Don't even pay attention to them. Even if your favorite character is here, trust me, you could probably pick them up. You could give them the best build possible. And you're still going to need to invest a lot of time, right, into actually learning how to play them so you can get something done with them. But then you could invest that same amount of resources, like literally split it into 5, invest into 5 different characters, and in half or less than half the time, you get way more done. So why would you do that? When you're new, you do not have the time like to be making these kind of silly mistakes. You're already behind. Tick, 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 tick. You know what I'm saying? Clock is ticking. You want to catch up as quickly as possible. You only need like 40 or 50 good characters to catch up to where most of the veterans are in Marvel Future Fight. And that's kind of part of the problem with the game. You have so many characters and not much to do with them. So when new players come in after like a year, if they've just been making like good decisions after good decisions after good decisions, they basically get to where people like me and others are very, very quickly. Well, that's good. I don't mind it. Just make sure you don't make these mistakes early on. Otherwise, you're going to be on the forum crying, wondering why you can't be content after 6-7 months. You know what I'm saying? Till next time, stay safe. I love you guys. Hope it was helpful. And I will catch you in the next one. If you feel differently and you feel like some of these characters shouldn't be here, hey, man, hit me up. We can chop it up on Discord or in the comment section. Till next time, I'm gone.